This is Messages from the Universe with Lori Wondra of Your Life Core. Here, Lori delivers information from the Mastery Realms related to astrology, planetary influences, energy surges, and generally how we are evolving. She connects with angels, guides, ascended masters, astro beings, and those that come forward with messages to help us on our journey. Welcome, everyone, to Messages from the Universe podcast.
Hello, this is Lori Wondra, and thank you for listening. What's up with the energy of January? Now, I know we're going into mid-month January, but there's so much happening and so many opportunities that I just wanted to touch base and bring you more insight as to how to navigate the last few weeks of January. This is a time for us. We're in this dynamic era, and we need to look at January in numerology sense. It's a number 9, which is an ending. And some of the energies that follow that number 9 are about trusting our higher self. It's about love and peace and joy and forgiveness, closing out the last year and coming into the new year. It's also about inner wisdom, spiritual strength, and empathy. And also it's new beginnings, self-confidence, and really a positive outlook. And even though we're at mid-month, there are astrological events that will mark this as a period of change and focus and energy that's driven to complement our energetic beings. We're living in this super fast-paced world, and it is essential to remain grounded and not be swayed by emotions. Maintaining balance in the face of challenge or change will lead to success as we integrate all that is above and below, as well as what's within, and so is without. That's the tree of life wisdom. That is as above, is as below, is as within. This month's themes emphasize radical change, self-love, commitment. It can be challenging to be open to the possibility of change, even when things are optimistic. However, the universe is supporting our highest blueprint, and we forget oftentimes that we have this blueprint. The universe is offering us protection and assisting us as we navigate the blueprint. It's cultivating emotional intelligence and mental stability to accomplish our objectives. Again, the emotional is feminine, the mental is masculine, and we need to move into that oneness to move into a higher spiritual being. The years ahead continue to forecast dynamic change. You will continue to hear me talk about change. Change. We're forever changing. So staying focused and trusting your intuition will lead you to higher tangible personal growths and successes in not just January, but the year ahead. So before we dive into this month's or what's remaining of this month's forecast, let's talk about just some of the key themes. This is about adjustment and regulation of our desire. It's still closing out some of the past year. So we're reassessing and regulating or re-regulating our desires, which can lead us to more conscious alignment with our true goals and values. And where we're out of alignment, the universe is certainly going to step in and align that. We also are feeling greater sense of duty and responsibility. This is emphasized because it's encouraging us and the collective us to take responsibility for our actions and assume responsibility for those actions. As we move into a year of individualism, we have to take responsibility for our individual actions. We have to own those actions. And I'm not saying to step away from teaming or groups or social life, but it's really being aware of how your individual energy contributes to the overall. This allows us to go into heart activation, and whether it's in relationships or personal endeavors, the vibrations of the cosmos fosters emotional connections and a deeper understanding of feelings. This promotes a more compassionate attitude toward life. And if we can be compassionate and loving towards ourselves, we can certainly emanate that out into the world. This is a time of capacity to adjust, to rectify, to bring into balance the collective. It's time for opportunities for collective, collaborative efforts, but only if we're healthy as individuals. So this is going to be a rebirth, a new beginning time. It's a period of renewal and fresh beginnings. As a result, some individuals may undergo personal transformations, shedding old patterns, becoming more aware of their patterns, and maybe not completely shedding them, but certainly working on them, and certainly embracing a new opportunity for growth and self-discovery. We are going to dive into more topics about medicine and health and expect discussions and developments in those areas, including more focus on holistic health practices. These are tools that will help us undergo our transformations. We're striving for healthy physical bodies, but we also need healthy emotional fields and certainly healthy mental fields. So let's jump into the month and see what the rest of the month has in store for us. Now, back on January 4th, Mars entered Capricorn, and that began the newfound commitment to aligning with our destiny. So if you've been feeling this surge of energy within you to make some changes, this is the Mars warrior energy that's pushing you. Mars entered the sign of Capricorn, marking an important celestial event. And with this transit, it's a dynamic period of personal and social action, which initiated creative ways of activity and motivation. Mars in Capricorn provides determination and focus to those goals that we have set in life. It's about bringing forward our capability and our ambitions. Capricorn archetype is I use, so the energy is pushing us to remember the skills and the talents and the wisdom that we have and to use them in a healthy, disciplined way in order to achieve our goals. So this is about time for us to get back on track. The alignment of Mars with Capricorn suggests a time for structured and responsible action. It's a transit of this magnitude that can harness energy to help bring closure to lingering issues. And that's why it's so important. As we entered the month of January and left the previous year, it began to pave the way for new beginnings, both professionally as well as personally, as well as socially. In addition, Mars entry into Capricorn carries symbolic significance, particularly in light of the government energy that's prevalent in Capricorn, justice, rules. So as a result of this transit, a potential shift or conclusion could occur and the dynamics related to Capricorn's qualities towards governance and really all things political. Now, as we move into January 11th, we had the super powerful gateway, and I want to talk about that because a new moon in Capricorn. So guess what? More of that archetype I use. But that was about manifesting new social agreements and new contracts. So those things that we finished in 2023, those contracts, those agreements, we now are in this time of writing or devising new agreements and new contracts. So think very clearly and very succinctly about what you might want to agree to. If you've ever had a situation where you've said yes to something and then later wondered, why did I say yes to that? This would be one of those times that you really want to be aware of what you are saying yes to, what you're signing up for, what energy and vibration you're putting out into the universe, because the universe is listening to you. So during this new moon that we had on 1/11/2024, it was a time for us to define our goals, to clarify any long-term objectives and our aspirations. More than just dreams, what were we going to focus on? It's a time of fostering teamwork, identifying the partnerships, the helpers, those alliances that align with your goals that you can work alongside of. Not right on the back of, but work alongside. And there's a very strong difference in that. You're going to get bugged if you're doing all the work on the project or all the work on this effort. You want to have strong partnerships as you go into the months ahead. It's also about establishing solid foundation, ensuring that your endeavors are built on solid and durable principles by utilizing the energy. It's also a time of committing to personal growth. The new moon, this was an ideal time to develop your self-esteem, look for ways that might evolve your self-esteem or your self-worth or how you look at your energy in a different way. It's a time, even in the rest of January, to invest in your personal development and cultivate skills that will contribute to your long-term success. And don't think that just because you might have missed this January 11th new moon energy that you lost the opportunity. That's not true. You can set those focus goals at any time. This is about maintaining discipline, and Capricorn places a really high value on discipline and perseverance. If you make a mistake or feel like you've stepped off in the wrong direction, we always have the opportunity to step back on or to reestablish direction. Establish routines and habits that support your goals. And if you feel like you're getting off pace, then reestablish them. This year's first new moon was really setting the tone for the months ahead and allowed you to harness the power of the energy. Then as we jump ahead to January 13th, Mercury enters into Capricorn. A lot of Capricorn energy. This is about birthing new conversations of higher consciousness. And some of you might be feeling hungry to talk about what's going on in the world of energy. Some of you also might be tired of talking about the world of energy because you want new stuff. You're tired of hearing the same thing again and again and again. Well, Mercury re-entering Capricorn, it returns to the location where it was stationed retrograde in December of 2023. And its return signifies a continuation of the cosmic narrative, encouraging us to consider the lessons learned during its previous retrograde period. So during this transit, we are encouraged to apply practical wisdom to our ideas and conversations in order to foster a really stable, grounded, and deliberate approach to any matters that we might face. In light of past lessons, it's not to linger there and beat ourselves up or judge or even to stick in that phase of continuing to talk about our lessons. We're invited to reassess and redefine our long-term plans based on what we learned and move forward. A thoughtful re-examination of your goals and communication strategies is really prompted by this revisit of Mercury in Capricorn. Then January 14th, Venus and the nodes. This is about duality through love. The North and the South nodes align with Venus on January 14th. This is a powerful gateway. I know we like to celebrate the 111 gateway, but this is a powerful gateway because it's Venus and it's the heart. And we're going to feel a profound shift in the masculine and the feminine dynamics. We are getting pushed in 2024 to align, to be in balance, to not be one side or the other, but to bring harmony between our energetic beings. This harmonious trine between Venus and the North Node indicates that relationships are being guided in their destined direction under this Venus influence. This is a transformative energy that stimulates the release of old patterns and the acceptance of a new way of being. As a result, this portal is got some dharmic wheel of manifestation energy. It's an opportunity for positive changes in how we relate to others. And certainly that always is also how we relate to ourselves. It's time to be open to the possibility of growth and evolution in relationships, emphasizing mutual understanding and shared goals and balance between the masculine and feminine, between the emotional parts of yourself and the mental processing and your beliefs. The way to any experience, energy, or information of fifth dimension or beyond is the balanced heart and the belief and the processes that support a healthy emotional state. You cannot access 5D or above when you are stressed, angry, frustrated, or when you're in an analytical state of analysis paralysis. The universe will just show you that is where you have more work to do. Next up is on January 20th, the Sun and Pluto will meet for the final time in Capricorn, bringing forth revelations concerning truth and corruption as we enter an exciting period in humanity. During this alignment, the collective may face intensive introspection, uncovering hidden aspects of their psyche and confronting issues they may have been avoiding. The encounter with Pluto's transformative energy can be likened to a phoenix rising from the ashes, an inherently uncomfortable process necessary for personal growth and evolution. This cosmic union scrutinizes power structures more closely and reveals hidden truths, particularly in areas related to authority, governance, societal structures. It acts as a catalyst. It exposes corruption and underlying issues, things that have broken, that have been hidden or been there. They must be acknowledged and addressed now. So following this conjunction, the Sun then enters Aquarius, and that's followed closely by Pluto entering the same forward-looking, innovative sign is what Aquarius brings us. The focus shifts from Capricorn's intense scrutiny to Aquarius's progressive and humanitarian ideals. So all this energy leading up to the sun moving into Aquarius has been clearing out, moving out the drudge from the past, and moves us into an era of innovation, collaboration, social change. Those are collectively focused on. It's critical to note that this transformation aligns with the broader concept of reorganizing and reforming societal frameworks to benefit humanity as a whole. We're going to see that as a collective, but individually, this is also going to create some necessary shifts in your life. So as an individual, you can align to what's happening in the collective space. Additionally, Pluto's transition into Aquarius is there until 2043, which significantly affects the collective consciousness. I've talked a lot recently about Pluto into Aquarius. I'll continue to drop in podcasts through the year as to what this energy might mean to us. But in a whole, during this period, this is a collective reckoning with shadow aspects of relationships, technology, sexuality, which necessitates overhauling outdated systems and structures that have been there, and we need something new. There's a strong focus on breaking away from conventional thinking patterns and adopting innovative solutions to societal challenges. What we'll be faced with is the naysayers that try to hold back the evolution or the transformation that we're in right now. At a personal level, this planetary alignment emphasizes the importance of finding one's place in society and leveraging one's talents and abilities to contribute positively. As a result of Pluto's influence in Aquarius, individuals are encouraged to let go of outdated patterns and beliefs that do not serve your highest good, and that leads you on the road to a fresh perspective. We are entering a period of profound change and evolution regarding our approach to global issues and interconnectedness in general. Back to the theme of individuals change that create the global or the higher consciousness of the collective. Then as we go into the latter part of January 23rd, we move into the time of Aquarius. We also have Venus entering Capricorn. It's time to honor again the highest calling of the heart. On January 23rd, when Venus, the planet associated with love and harmony, enters Capricorn, we can expect relationships and social issues to take on a more grounded and committed tone. A greater appreciation of sincerity, responsibility, and a deliberate approach exists. Venus also promotes a disciplined approach to financial matters and material values in Capricorn. This is regarding beauty and luxury, so expect to be more attentive to long-term investments, self-care, and practical concerns. This transit also promotes a thoughtful, strategic approach to relationships, providing a stabilizing influence during Pluto's final phase in Capricorn. This is a time for us to feel stable in the relationships, and those relationships that we do not feel stable or secure might need to shift, or I would say will need to shift in one fashion or another. Then we have a full moon on January 25th. That full moon is in Leo, also known as the wolf moon. It's the first full moon of the year, and it's going to light up the sky. When we think of Leo energy, that's passion, public energy. Full moons are the accumulation of our new moon intentions, or what we're focusing on, and the illumination of showing us where the results are for our hard work and celebrating. But it's also a time for the universe to illuminate to us where we might need to change directions. And you might say, I just set my goals, or I just set focus. Why might I have to change direction now already? Well, this is where we might set a goal or set focus and it's not aligned with our blueprint. And the universe is going to quickly adjust those things for us. Remember the theme, healthy individuals contribute to a healthy collective. So we have a 5-day window where there's an opposition between the sun and the moon. And that's an intriguing interplay because the polarity of Leo and Aquarius highlights the tension between self-expression, which is Leo, and the collective ideals, which is Aquarius. We have to be healthy individuals before we can contribute to the collective. When the full moon is in a fire sign, it's a good time to balance intense emotions by engaging in physical activity. So try dancing, walking, running, writing, painting, singing. those things of doing, anything that will help get your body moving and your creative juice flowing. Leo is also associated with creativity and our inner child, that playfulness, the actor of the zodiac sign. So it inspires us to share our unique talents, not to gain attention, but really to inspire others. So don't be afraid to express yourself during this full moon. Be creative. Listen to your inner child. Listen to your inner voice. Be playful and honor that energy that is hidden or might need to come out. At the same time that the moon is in Leo, it will form a square aspect with Jupiter and then with Uranus. In the initial square with Jupiter, there's a potential for heightened emotions and an inclination towards excess, emphasizing the necessity for moderation. Additionally, the moon will square Uranus, adding uncertainty and independence. One of the suggested words for the collective in 2024 is in moderation, because there's going to be times that we feel that we can jump into things, that we can take that risk, that we can expend something, and we need to pull back the reins just a little bit and identify if it's what we actually need or it's just something that's going to pass us by. Themes that you might want to be aware of during this full moon is greater interest in law and justice and anything that's wrapped around that. Patience and purification. Full moon is always good to release the things that we just need to release and the things we're holding on to. Oftentimes the full moon and the energy of the universe is going to push us to do that anyway, but it is a good time to let things go that you're being pushed to let go. It's also a time that we'll be more aware of issues around poor economy. It's a time for inspiration for scientists and artists. That's the creative energy I was talking about with Leo. Themes of computer programming, tech, AI are also strong themes to look at. That's the Aquarius influence, and any discovery of new scientific methods and inventions. And say if you've got a sticky analytical problem, this might be the time that you find a solution to that. Then on January 27th, Uranus is finally direct. And this is about honoring our alignment, honoring our blueprint. Uranus is known as the Great Awakener. And as it turns into Taurus, it's a significant degree in the zodiac sign that represents spiritual breakthroughs and the ability to interact on a deeper level with unseen realms. As a gateway for spiritual growth and revolution, the 19th degree of the zodiac sign, which is where it's going to sit, encourages us to explore realms beyond the tangible and become more aware of the unseen aspects of life. So what does that mean for us? Well, if you've been curious about the other stuff that's out there, you're going to be more curious, you're going to get answers, and you're certainly going to be seeking those conversations or those education protocols that can bring you closer to that goal of spiritual growth. This is a period of spiritual expansion and exploration, and as we are encouraged to foster a deeper connection with the metaphysical and the unseen dimensions of existence. But I want to remind you, the way to these unseen dimensions is a healthy heart. Uranus is also about breaking free from conventional norms and embracing radical, groundbreaking changes or perspectives. So we can expect some sudden events both personally and socially. Uranus, I say, is expect the unexpected. Things come at us from right field. This may manifest itself in innovative approaches to financial matters, could be material values, or the overall relationship with the material world. Financial discussions will be impacted by the energy associated with the most recent full moon. I say this because it is impacted by the Taurus energy, which is in the second house, which is our financial security, our stability, our home life. There'll be some discussions regarding stocks, bonds, cryptocurrencies, and I would say this time just approach this period or to approach any of those decisions you might be making with a little bit more caution than you normally would have. Stay alert for opportunities. Make sure that they're good opportunities while maintaining a strategic and, again, a disciplined approach. This is not a time to jump at risks. So how can you make the rest of January be productive for you? How do you use this cosmic energy? A couple tips for you to do express your gratitude on a regular basis, recognize your blessings regularly, increase that positive frequency in your life. More equal more, so more positive or more frequency of in that positivity will bring more of that in your life. Embrace change. We're going to be faced with lots of opportunities, so this is a time to cultivate an open mindset, allowing for flexibility and adaptability when unexpected shifts arise. This is Uranus, might deliver something you hadn't seen coming, but it might be better for you than what you thought you could cultivate yourself. Practice mindful self-reflection. Observe the observer. Observe yourself. Make time for introspection. Something happens, be curious about why it happened or what you learned. Not to dwell on it, but be curious. This is about tapping into and developing your inner wisdom to gain clarity on areas that you might need improvement. And the universe is just dropping in knowledge bombs, areas that the universe is telling you that you might need to put some attention into these spaces. It's also time to cultivate positive connections, creating an environment of positive energy by surrounding yourself with supportive individuals, equal individuals, those that can walk this path with you. Also align intentions with actions. I know at the beginning of the year we talk about intentions. My focus has been focus. I paused on that because I didn't want to double use that word, but it is about aligning your goals with your true desires and focusing, understanding where you can create a powerful synergy between what you want and what you do. It's not just setting an intent and thinking about it. It is about focusing the actions on actually how do you obtain those goals. It's also a time to nurture your body and mind. This is focusing on self-care. Make sure your physical body is healthy so it can contain and expand the energy in your emotional body and your mental body, and therefore tapping into the spiritual connections. Setting those focus items that are aligned with your aspirations help you harness the potent energy of the year's energy. This is also a time to remember to still release any baggage, stuff you thought you let go of in the past year. Free yourself from those burdens, any regrets that you might have, mental processes that hold you in, analysis paralysis, anything that might hold you into the pain of the heart area. This is about releasing and looking for new opportunities, healing those areas, being aware of those areas and taking the advantage of the energy of this time of year to reflect on the past, acknowledge your accomplishments, release, and move forward. So in summary, January is a huge accumulation of a global era and the beginning of a huge new chapter. Some would say it's a new book. During these transformative times, cultivating gratitude is essential. As the world continues to experience significant changes, it becomes increasingly essential to release your old burdens. Allow them to dissipate like mist in the morning. Allow free space. Think of the sun coming up and creating space for you to accept the new parts of your life. Take action to move towards your aspirations and dreams by adopting a mindset of gratitude, articulating clear intentions, the focus areas of your life, making wise decisions, and taking and making committed actions. This straightforward approach will steer you through this pivotal period. You'll use the energy of the universe to help guide you with grace and simplicity and get those things done that you want to get done. I'm Lori Wondra of Your Life Core. Be blessed. A very happy January to you.
Thank you for listening to Messages from the Universe podcast with Lori Wondra of Your Life Core. For current events or to schedule a private session with Lori, please visit yourlifecore.com.